Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Namaste. Welcome to Unravel the Thread, a podcast for people who want to apply the Yoga Sutras to yoga practice and to life today. Available online at simple-yoga.org, where you can also find videos for practice, dozens of articles, videos for chanting, and guided meditations to enrich your practice. I am Ruben Vasquez, your companion on this journey of exploration. I am grateful for your comments and questions. It really makes my day to know that Unravel the Thread is making a difference in your practice and in your life. This podcast presents excerpts from the book Unravel the Thread, the complete guide for living the Yoga Sutras today. If you love the podcast and want to support my work as an independent content creator, on the simple-yoga.org website, you can easily donate to keep the podcast going. On today's episode, we continue weaving the thread of the Yoga Sutra into our lives by exploring the simple question, who do you think you are? The first 4 sutras invite us to be present and participate in our lives, 1-1, to modulate our ways of being, 1-2, to live in the natural state of conscious presence, 1-3, instead of misidentifying with the temporary experiences we live, 1-4. After deciding to use the Yoga Simple as a vehicle for presence, we recognize that all people are constantly improvising and that each person is conducting an experiment with their life. Such experimentation can be conscious or unconscious. In yoga, we want our experience to be conscious and guided by an attitude of deliberate curiosity. As we try to be present and act deliberately, we find that we get distracted frequently. Today we are exploring the nature of these distractions by contemplating a series of questions related to who do you think you are? You will need a pencil and paper for this exercise. If you are listening, I suggest that you pause after each question so that you take time to write and contemplate. First, start by taking a moment to write down words that you use to describe yourself. Free write so that there is no editing or censoring. Simply write down whatever comes to mind. You can pause the recording now. Now, review each word you wrote and ask yourself, how long has this word been an accurate descriptor of who I am? Pause. Have I always used this word to describe myself? When did I start using this word to describe me? How long will this word accurately describe me? Can you think of similar labels you used in the past but that you no longer use? Pause. How many of these words are essential? How many of these words completely describe the essence of who you are? Pause. Are there any labels that have always been accurate to describe you? As you go through this inquiry, contemplate the different ideas you identify with and notice how ideas may have changed over time. Some of the descriptors may be recent additions to your self-description, while others may no longer accurately describe how you see yourself. Reflect further on these ideas by asking, to what extent do these labels define or influence what I think I can and cannot do? Pause. Are these labels at my service, or am I at the service of these labels? Pause. Do these labels enhance the quality of my life, of my energy and awareness? Pondering these questions helps illuminate the main concept presented in Aphorism 1.4, which is the human tendency to identify with our ways of being, such as our education, age, upbringing, and origin, as well as our pain, worries, anxieties, accomplishments, beliefs, and circumstances. Many of us identify with our belongings, our bank accounts, our titles, or professions. As we reflect, we may hear a couple of questions in our heads. Are you trying to tell me that all those things I have worked so hard for, like my degrees, my positions, status, and belongings, are not who I am? And if I am not all those things, then who am I? During this week, notice what concepts and labels you identify with and use the questions we used today to clarify how useful these ideas are for your conscious and compassionate participation in the world. Remember that none of these exercises invites you to judge yourself. You are simply feeling, noticing, and clarifying your ways of being. Consider those last two questions. Are all those things I have worked so hard for who I am? And if I am not those things, then who am I? Thank you very much for listening. I hope that your exploration this week is enjoyable and that you will join me next week to continue deepening our exploration of the Yoga Sutras and learning more simple and effective techniques. Remember, if you have any questions when trying to apply these ideas, do not hesitate to contact me through my website, simple-yoga.org. If Unravel the Thread is part of your day and you feel generous, I would appreciate it if you could support my work with a donation at simple-yoga.org. Thank you, and thank you also for subscribing, liking, and sharing. Remember that you can have your own copy of Unravel the Thread. Until next time, Namaste.